Hello everyone, Smashing Ender here, and welcome to part 2 of the prologue, as promised. I'll be showing you around my base. You might already see a part of it in the background, and you might notice something changed with my skin. Let me show you more accurately. Something changed, and I'm about to tell you why. So, let's get into it, shall we? Oh, damn it. Hate using F5. Alright, so this right here is my helicarrier. I built this a while ago, but let me tell you the exact reason why. You might notice there is an enormous crater right below me. And that is not an understatement. This thing is way bigger than it should have been. And to be honest, at this point it shouldn't even exist anymore, but I'm working with it anyway. Well, now the reason why this crater exists is a fun little story. So, back in the day when I just came on this, I say back in the day like it was years ago, probably a few months, when I started on the server, I decided that I was going to build a research facility around a meteor that would strike my base. Well, the meteor turned up looking pretty bad, so I decided to just make it crash instead of doing my whole making a weird ice platform at ISD with small research thing on top, talking about some disastrous event that would be happening soon. I just decided, screw it, no more meteor, it crashed, it's gone. I blew this entire hole for it. I blew it up with a load of TNT, and now I'm stuck with it. But then I hired Baboon to smooth it out a bit. He went too slow, so change of plans happened. And I decided that, considering I have a huge crater, I might as well do something with it. So I made this, the helicarrier I started on. This is my helicarrier. Not too special. It was supposed to be more finished, but it didn't. So I decided I'm just gonna roll with it. Meet my little work center and cloning machine. You heard that right, cloning machine. I hired Mortem to make some armor stand adjustments, like I mentioned earlier. There's a cool computer, map. I think that's what that's supposed to be. A phone, a printer, a brewing stand, some pretty basic stuff. It looks like I actually work here. And beer, because can't do science without beer. Well, so I started working. I did several tests. For test 35B, for example, which resulted in a dead bush. Test 15C, which resulted in just a pile of leaves, which wasn't very helpful. But then test 37C. Let's just say after well, lots and lots of tests, I actually got what I wanted. I cloned this little sapling, which has gone through a lot since I placed it there, and actually got another one. I cloned a sapling, and while I was standing in awe of what I did, it exploded in my face. And considering the fact I used a thermal core instead of finding some more valuable crystal which would have been able to power this machine more safely, well, this happened. Black sludge has started to take over here. So a huge chunk of it also fell down there, which I'm trying to keep contained, but it's on the move. It's kind of starting to move out. And a small part of it went on my face, and it's now starting to change me. My hand is on fire, and I seem to be turning into what looks like an Enderman, but I'm not really sure what exactly it is yet. Because I'm pretty sure last time I checked, Endermen don't have red eyes, but it might be because mine already were. But I guess we'll see what happens with that as time goes on. Well, that pretty much sums up this part of my base. I had a cloning machine, it failed. When hiring IKEA to do this desk job, with now a pretty messed up chair, which is sad, it looked cool. This also happened. Baboon made an engine. I mean, it doesn't look like bad because of the banners, it looked like these actually move. But it doesn't look too great. I'm not very happy about that one. But it doesn't matter because this thing is just gonna stay up here, probably with an upgrade somewhere in the future. Now, as I said earlier, down here there's some of the sludge trying to escape. Oh god damn it, they're coming out of the cave again. I mean, you're the one burning yourself, so it's not really... I mean, they're the one dying over here. I'm gonna put on some armor before I die. I thought he would be dead by then. It seems some of it has gone missing, which makes me feel like it's moving somewhere and I don't know where. I mean, I tried building the little thing around it to contain it, but that didn't really work. So I'm currently designing a machine to contain it by the power of 8 beacons, maybe more. But until then, I have to try to keep it out of the nether portal. If it gets in here, I will have no way to actively track it. And we will have a problem. You might also notice this floating chair. Reds built it at what was originally my little house. But, you know, a meteor hit and blew it up. So yeah, it's just floating there. That's how armor stands work. Over here I have a little aquarium, my head collection, which totally isn't creepy. I just have all the heads. And of this head collection, this has to be my most prized possession. This is Sear's head, aka the owner's head. He refused to sell it for so long. At some point he said 3 stacks of diamond blocks for it. I was willing to go on that offer, but he refused. But then, not too long ago, like a few days ago, I checked out Red's head shop and actually bought a few to add to my collection, which would be these. Suddenly his head was there, for sale, for like 2 or 3 diamonds. So I bought it immediately, and here it is. You might notice that some of these heads look weirdish. That's because at some point, normal mob heads, when placed down, would transform into the person with that name instead of the mob head. I mean, it resulted in this phantom head, a drowned head. Don't know about that one. A weird squid head, which I don't know if I still have. A ghast with a beard. This one. It was pretty interesting. I mean, it gave some cool heads, but I just keep in my collection till the end of time. Over here I have my manual sugarcane farm. There I tried to do some villager breeding. It failed. Some small stables over here with my horses. 1 diamond, 1 gold, and a skeleton horse. They have a little bit of hay. Over here I have my chicken farm, which makes a lot of eggs, which you might notice aren't in here because, well, I have a little gateway here. It was originally a button, but then I got lazy to make it from accessible from the other side, so I just went with a lever. Pretty sure most people know this is here anyway. There's this. Oh, diamonds. I'm taking those. I'll leave them rockets in case I die. The eggs all come in here, and they goes pretty much to the surface. Where the other... Here is my zombie farm. I connected it to a zombie spawner, and I can walk around the entire glass missing side and go to the spawner if I want to. I covered the entire side with glass so I could keep an eye on the zombies when going through. There's not a lot of other interesting things in here besides this. I'll talk about these shulkers later. Infinity Room. I have this thanks to Guy. I have a lot of these maps. This pretty much became my thinking room, but it's very easy to get lost. I mean, it's not big or anything if I take this out so I don't get lost, and this is how big it is. It's a 3x3 room, so it's not too special. I just like having it. All these shulkers here, I used to have a lot more in here, but I took them out to make special order boxes for the shop I mentioned earlier. And with half of them in my inventory, I went to go do something at someone else's base. The server lagged, I died in lava and lost all of them. I don't really care, I'll replace them. I made a small meeting room here not too long ago. The weird triangle in the middle is because I wanted to name it the company Trinity, but Mordem still wants to call it Mordeco or something. We'll figure it out as we go. I might try to record the next meeting if I have a chance. Now, I pretty much showed you most of my base. There's just one last thing I have to show you because it's pretty relevant. Or, well, it's how I stock the rocket shop. That is the gunpowder farm. At first this was just a gunpowder farm, which I built with some YouTube tutorial, I don't remember which one. I got it from the guy that was banned for destroying a shop. And I made it at the maximum level immediately. So it's pretty powerful. I had Lars add a sugarcane farm to it, which is not nearly as good as I expected it to be. It can't keep up with my gunpowder really well, so I'm gonna have to expand the storage a lot so I can AFK it to get more rockets for stocking. This railway here leads to a village. I was gonna use it for... That is how I got to the villagers over here for the breeding thing. But it never really worked out, so it's not important anymore. I mean, I still have the railway. I planned on turning it into a cool roller coaster. Might still do that, because I had some good plans for it. But I'll have to wait and see if I actually do that. Now, that was pretty much my base. And you might be thinking it was a bit underwhelming. That's because it's still very work in progress. So, I'm gonna show you something else I've been working on. Oh, well, I'm gonna introduce you to something. As you might know, in the last episode I showed you a pile of diamonds, iron and beacon. That was the speedrun donation location, if y'all remember that one. And that is where the prize pool for the speedrun game is held. The speedrun game, to get y'all up, is a minigame I'm building on a separate server, because to get the materials to build that in a 50 by 50 hole, which I made not too far from here, would take forever. Originally I was gonna build it fully survival, but that didn't really work out. It was a lot more expensive than I expected it to be. But part of it is still here, and is probably gonna get changed and reused for something else. Now, I know that doesn't look great because it's all cobblestone, but it was the easiest to get for 50 by 50 structure, which is hollowed out, and I think the inside is 200 and something blocks tall. It's pretty insane. I did, however, build a small entrance here. The first part was revealed to people not too long ago, but building the minigame itself I'll be doing on a separate server to not reveal too much of the inside. But just to, if you're wondering why the prize pool is so ridiculously huge, this first section, parkouring up the side of the tower, has no checkpoints. So if you fall down, you probably die and have to restart from the beginning. And you have to wait for every team member to make it all the way up to the top before you can continue to the inside. And with that I mean jump down into a 1x1 hole. Let me quickly see if I can pull this off. First try again. Nope. The first times I did it, I landed both first try, so it's not hard or anything. But it is pretty annoying after jumping up the entire thing. But they do get a spawn point up there, so it's not entirely unfair. I might be evil, but I'm not that evil. There's a golf minigame in progress over here, because this is supposed to be the minigame district. But there's not a lot of minigames here. Sumo over here, I think there's a casino in here somewhere. But there's nothing too interesting yet. Then over here we have the blue base. I mentioned in the first episode there was a CTF. Red base is that thing over there, which ruined the Elytra course we had. And blue base is this one. I mean, this was built by Bigsto himself. He did a great job on it, then left the server to become a nomad and then came back. I took his rocket shop in the meanwhile. This is our toilet. You just you push a button, water comes out, and you get flushed to wherever you have to go, and then it comes boop and it picks you up. It's a pretty neat machine. It was pretty elaborate for him to make. It's a shame we never actually get to use it for anything good. But well, that happens. We might continue this later anyway. This is a little pixel message he left us. He gave us each 2 diamond blocks, me and Baboon. But well, I mean, I was very happy. when he came back. He's a pretty great guy. I hope he starts playing more actively soon. I haven't seen him in a while, but it happens. Now, I'm trying to think, if there's a lot for me to talk about. There's two things I still want to mention. First of all, next Thursday is when I will be recording the first official episode, because that's when I'm gonna record next. It's just how I planned things. And then on Sunday, if everything goes according to plan, on Sunday I'll be recording and uploading Speedrun. If I manage to get enough people in, we will be playing it after I finish it Sunday, which is pretty cool actually to take into consideration. So you can get excited for that. After this recording, I actually plan on starting the server back up from a less laggy thing and to actually put some decent work into it. It's near finished. I just need to make the last 3 chambers to the top and then do the outside parkour, which I haven't done in the creative pretty much, the separate server yet. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this episode. So I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!